In a world that grows colder and faster by the day, compassion often feels like a luxury. But it's in those moments when love runs dry and hearts close up that compassion becomes a quiet yet powerful light that can ignite miracles. Today, with life wisdom, let us explore the silent strength of compassion, a force that can transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Too often, compassion is misunderstood as weakness. People are afraid of being hurt, of being taken advantage of, so they choose to build walls and hide behind indifference. But true compassion isn't about being soft or naive. It's the courage to understand and to forgive. It's the ability to step into another's shoes without judgment. Only those who have faced pain and healed from it can fully grasp the strength of compassion. It requires emotional resilience, a willingness to remain open even after being hurt. It takes strength to look at someone else's suffering and say, "I see you, and I choose kindness." Compassion demands emotional intelligence, and it demands bravery. It's not a reaction, it's a decision. It's what allows us to face conflict with understanding, not aggression. And that makes it one of the strongest forces in the human experience. We cannot offer genuine compassion to others if we are at war with ourselves. If your heart is full of judgment, shame, or unresolved wounds, it will be difficult to truly empathize with others. Practicing self-compassion means forgiving yourself for your mistakes, allowing yourself to be imperfect, and embracing your humanity. Being compassionate with yourself is not self-pity or laziness. It's holding yourself with gentleness when you're down, instead of adding more pain through criticism. It's recognizing that growth comes from love, not punishment. When we treat ourselves with kindness, we create a foundation from which we can authentically care for others. Healing starts within, and from that space, your compassion becomes more real, more sustainable. Some wounds don't bleed, but they hurt more deeply than any visible scar. A gentle word at the right time, a look of true understanding, a silent hug that says, "You're not alone." These are acts of compassion that go beyond medicine. They don't make headlines, but they change lives. Compassion doesn't need to be dramatic. It's often quiet, present, and persistent. It's a message to someone silently suffering. "I see your pain, and I'm here." And in that moment, healing begins. The pain doesn't disappear, but it becomes lighter, more bearable, simply because someone cared. Compassion doesn't fix everything, but it tells us that we are not broken beyond repair. When we live with compassion, we create safe spaces where people can be themselves. In a world filled with pressure, judgment, and noise, we all crave one thing: to be seen and accepted as we are. Compassion isn't just about giving, it's a bridge to real empathy. It invites others to open up without fear. It breaks down barriers and builds trust. It says, "I accept you, not despite your flaws, but with them." The connections formed through compassion are deep and lasting. They're not transactional or surface level. They're born from shared humanity and vulnerability. And in those moments, we feel truly alive, not because we are being helped or helping, but because we are being human together. You don't need to be a saint to live compassionately. You just need to choose, moment by moment, to act from love instead of anger, to listen instead of judge, to extend a hand instead of turning away. Small acts matter. A smile to a stranger, a kind word to a colleague, a pause to understand instead of react. These are seeds of compassion planted daily, and they bloom into a life that feels more connected and meaningful. Compassion doesn't demand grand gestures. It calls for consistency. It asks you to be mindful in how you speak, how you respond, and how you hold space for others. And when you choose compassion over and over, it becomes your nature. Compassion doesn't make you weaker. On the contrary, it's where your greatest strength lives. It allows you to live authentically, to connect with others from an open heart. Let compassion become a part of who you are, not to seek rewards, but to experience life more deeply and peacefully. Because in giving compassion, you often receive the most.